much on the line here as we head towards the final week of the RLCS. FNATIC looking for a win that could help them squeeze their way into the top 6, whilst Vitality engaged in a fierce battle for top 2.
Yeah, dangerous situation for both these teams with a lot on the line. As for Vitality, they've got to be a little bit nervous. Obviously, upset City today, which has been a fantastic watch for the rest of us, but for those guys trying to bounce back from that first series of days. As for FNATIC, like you said, they're trying to fight to stay out of that bottom 2. They've been there before, and I'm sure they don't want to go back.
And as you said, upset City today. This is FNATIC's time. They have been too cautious for my taste this entire season. Every single play they go for, cookie cutter, with the intent of just not making mistakes. If there was ever a time just to say, we're going to go for this, we're going to throw everything at it, it might be right now, because what they have been trying has simply not been working.
Yeah, it's just very, very stale cookie cutter, like you said. It's just very direct in their approach. You know exactly what's coming towards you. And a lot of teams have just been able to sit back on defense and be like, all right, we dealt with it, now what? And then they usually score. So this FNATIC team definitely needs to wake up. In my opinion, the best time they've looked is with Maestro and Siki up on offense, playing a very aggressive.
Actually on much lower ping, as I've just been able to see. It does seem like his previous internet issues are all sorted. Can RENAULT Vitality use that to bounce themselves to a 1-1 week and further consign FNATIC to a bottom 2 fate? Or can FNATIC take that week off that they had and finally, sorry about that, they didn't actually take a week off, but can they finally start to turn their luck around and really force the issue here? Going to start off forcing the issue in the blue side, infield pass there. Simply just not be challenged as Pashi launching the ball long. Pashi, very much a player who is a different kind of third man than we've seen previously. Usually, the player off the ball most often is a player more defensive style. Pashi, his entire challenge is to disrupt as much as possible. He hits the ball and then he tries to see what else he can do. Demos, take boost away. That's going to be a shot on target. Nobody there for FNATIC. RENAULT Vitality take the lead.
Freaky continuing on with his stellar goal participation. It's unfortunate for this FNATIC team. The clear goes right back out in front of the middle of the net. And this team just waiting for their opportunity. Vitality first on the board.
Freaky, a player that has just been the subject of so much criticism, looking to silence all of it. Show that he belongs. Maestro can't touch the ball. And this is a catastrophic start for FNATIC.
Another phenomenal shot from Freaky. Ever since that Week 2 MVP performance, he has been outstanding all around the pitch.
Maestro goes for a ball that he just simply couldn't get to, opening up the space. Now Freaky just seems like he's racing towards a hat-trick at this rate. He'll be pulled off this. Siki puts the ball straight over to Fairy Peak, launches a shot of his own, looking for Pashi. Now Siki plays the ball long. He's got Snaski to aim for, but just can't make anything of it. And now Siki needs to get up. He's actually taken away from himself. And that's a monstrous save from Snaski. We are barely 2 minutes into this game. Snaski already has a savior medal.
Not the place where they want to be, but this is the issue that they've come across so far in most of their matches. Spending a lot of time back on defense, having difficulties working together. As these clears just straight to the corner, right to somebody else on the other team. It's put immediately back in.
Fairy Peak's got plenty of time here. Siki was unable to take the mid boost. Fairy just wants to try and bait in. Maestro happy to oblige. Actually forced to clear up. Siki coming in late, wants to play it to his side. Needs to communicate that to Maestro so he can turn around and shadow as quickly as he possibly could. But for the first time this game, FNATIC with offensive pressure. How long can they make it last for? It doesn't look like it's going to last long at all. Maestro all the way back. Pashi and Fairy Peak able to take the ball away. Fairy off the crossbar. Just can't turn it in for his hat-trick. He's been free scoring so far this season. Pashi launches. That could very well trickle its way all the way in. Just a little bit too slow as Snaski. Takes it long. Here's Siki. He's got an opportunity. He puts it up high. He's going to try and bet on himself for the double tap. It's going to go all the way down, but Freaky showing exactly how you deal with those waterfall passes. Take yourself to the side, immediately launch the ball away. Just
weird situation for Siki there as well. Although I do like the solo play. Just had much better options, whether he play the backboard quick and let a teammate come in, or possibly go for a demo.
Speaking of demos, Freaky really was searching for that one, and there's another big save. Pashi this time. FNATIC starting to probe in this matchup. On the other side, RENAULT Vitality seem happy to just let them do that. Everyone is behind the ball right now. 80 seconds remaining now. Snasky over to Siki, goes long, over to Maestro. Ideas are correct for the shot. I'd like to be seeing it taken a little bit closer to the net, so he can launch it a lot more. But from that far out, oh my goodness, there is Freaky's hat trick. I don't think he quite expected to get it like that.
No, just a big whiff on defense. But to talk about it, like you said, from FNATIC on the other side of the field, that pass play was great, but nobody fell for it. Nobody drawn out on defense. Need to bring that into a little bit more difficult situation, a more threatening position, as you see how well it is working for this Vitality squad. It's most of these shots right in front of the net.
Siki taking it by himself. FNATIC find themselves 3 goals down, and with a mountain to climb. RENAULT Vitality just want to pile on the hurt. You know they're still going to be upset after previously losing their match against Flipside Tactics team that has had their best week of the season. Freaky infield pass over to Pashi. He's managed to take out Maestro, but there is Snasky. Tries to trap the ball between his car and the floor, keeping it out of his net. FNATIC, I want to see them start testing some things out. You pretty much lost this game. Time to see if you can go mad scientist and just check, prod, press, see what breaks. That is going to be them doing exactly that. Maestro finds a goal.
Just one of those situations when an opportunity presents itself, you need to take it. The defense of Vitality just saw Fairy Peak initially cut a rotation, had 2 commit, and it just allowed this FNATIC team to maintain possession up on offense. At that point, just a matter of time. Then Maestro, the best goal scorer, puts 1 on net.
As we come towards the end of this matchup, there's going to be an opportunity, another one. FNATIC have rescued themselves 1 more chance at this. Freaky's terrible touch, setting them up.
Still 1 second on the clock, so there is plenty of time. But now it comes down to the kickoff. The easiest way and most way people do this is they actually delay it a little bit so it can pop straight up. You see Snasky try to do it there, but Fairy Peak doesn't fall for it whatsoever. Vitality takes game number 1.
Mystic Lawler able to predict the future. But RENAULT Vitality looking happy right now. A 3-2 win.
Feels good when you get something right.
I'm just looking at your face right now. You're so proud of yourself.
It's like I used to play ones a lot, and I know how the kickoffs work sometimes. It just feels good that it actually worked out that great.
Side of FNATIC. The second half of the game, much better than the first. You saw the opening minute just go so far against them. They went back to their old habits. This is the top level of Rocket League. You can't afford to go towards the top 0.001% and say, hey, are you going to make mistakes? Because they are that top percent. They are going to not only not make those mistakes, but they're going to punish you for it. But FNATIC, they changed it up. They started taking control of the ball rather than just booting it away. Looking much better for it. Now they need to take that into this next game.
Yeah, that's been their issue, I think, the entire season. Is just not the ability to take control. They sit back a little bit too much and wait for the play to develop rather than being the ones that cause the play to develop. So as long as they can start to transition that, get in the face of this team, and kind of create those mistakes on their own on the side of Vitality's defense, they're going to be a lot better off, especially if they couple that with those pass plays that they tried earlier on.
Game number 2 on the way in just a moment. Into this one, RENAULT Vitality looking strong in game 1. Play some things that did could go against them towards the very end. Very big challenge, looking to try and open up some space for his team. Freaky puts it up long. This is going to be all down to FNATIC, and they've dealt with it very well. Snasky can't quite get the double tap though, and Very Peak keeps the pressure on. Looking for a way out. There is Siki. Infield pass, that could go over to Snasky. That is much better.
Really great way to work the field. You've got one pressuring up at the top and completely catching FNATIC off guard. Just that quick, subtle flick back to the other side of the pitch. Snasky just sitting there waiting for it. Much better job working the field, positioning on point.
FNATIC able to pretty much take advantage of the conditioning they've done for their opponents. Everyone expecting them all to just stay on the goal line. Therefore, the blue defensive line moves all the way up to the halfway point. So this time when they did put someone just behind as a target man to pass over to, that opened up absolutely everything for themselves.
Plays like that can definitely be risky, though. Ability to keep somebody up top.
Snasky now over to the corner. Sicky can turn this one around. FNATIC actually struggling just that tiny bit. It's going to open up an opportunity for FNATIC. Lovely infill pass yet again. So FNATIC looking like a new team in game 2. Starting to find one another. They're going to force RENAULT Vitality to begin respecting that. That could actually sneak its way in. Maestro forced to just hook the ball away. Here is RENAULT Vitality. They've got the line up. Big challenge there from Maestro. He's going to be against Freak as FNATIC tries to get back. Snasky moving himself in. Tried to just get an awkward bounce from the corner. But the corner did not yield any results. Freaky to try and take this under control, but every single time FNATIC are shadowing. Another launched ball. Sicky all the way back. Could drop all the way down. Snasky, he had a thought about it, but Sicky calls him off. Now RENAULT Vitality attempted to transition, double commit. Could have been a lot more costly if Sicky wasn't there. Snasky misses the ball. Freaky looking to put us off the backboard. Sicky needs contact. He doesn't get it. Snasky forced to come through. FNATIC are making defensive mistakes, but every single time, someone has been around to help out. You're
definitely right, Shogun. Despite those mistakes coming out, there is someone there to back it up.
FNATIC double tap goal! 1-1.
What a shot from FNATIC. Just turning immediately at that halfway line, challenging it off the wall, and then following it through. Halfway through this match, they tied back up.
FNATIC just trying to become a flying basketball player there, bouncing the ball over and over again, but that might not last long. Snasky just has to hit the target, but instead it's Pashi out of nowhere. Comes in for the save. It was only our previous series where we saw every single goal responded with yet another goal. Might be seeing more and more of that here. 2 minutes now. Nothing to separate these teams just yet. Snasky, big challenge. Actually, Sicky that came through. Maestro with the shot. Now Sicky can keep this going. Maestro looking to bully. Can't keep Freaky away though from the save. Now Pashi once again. It is all or nothing defense right now coming out from RENAULT Vitality. And with the ball 40, maybe 50% over the line, they keep staving it off. The only thing that would be different, which would be a goal explosion signifying a FNATIC goal.
Just none of those shots too threatening, Shogun. You need to apply some pace. A lot of that just has to do with how close these guys are shadowing each other. Need to come in with a little bit of force, but they're flying those hits. Very, very close to the ball.
All 3 members out there. FNATIC, if he could just get a whiff at that ball, could have cleared long and maybe hit the target. Snasky already up. FNATIC taking his time, going to allow Pashi to move into a good position, but Maestro already covering. Maestro had a quick think about trying to take the ball for himself, but instead takes the ball and allows Sicky to come in. Just 1 minute remaining now. 2 players committed, and actually Pashi has punted Freaky over in the corner. Like that FNATIC was in such a good position, does not allow the transition to happen for FNATIC. Here's Snasky. Over to FNATIC yet again, unable to control. This might be over to Maestro, 2-1.
Great play coming out. Catching this defense off guard. You see the challenges there, not exactly what they're looking for. As FNATIC tries to play that into the corner for his teammate to clear out, but it doesn't matter. The rotations, that aggression, trying to come through for FNATIC and bring this fight to the team of Vitality.
And this has been what has been missing all season long from FNATIC. These same mistakes have been happening around them all season long. The difference has been no one on their team has been willing enough or confident enough to try and challenge for the ball and take the goal that has pretty much been given to them. This time around, they've got that confidence. They are more than willing to move forward. Snatsky yet again finding the loose ball. And as we come towards the end, it's going to be one more opportunity for RENAULT Vitality. The touch from Maestro, keeping it loose. Freaky, though, just can't quite get it past. The ball up high. Hashi, good setup from him, but crucial touch there from Siki. Now Freaky just desperately trying to find the ridge, and he's actually got it. Now Siki going to try and play some mind games, and he does it perfectly. Lola. FNATIC are finally showing up to Season 5.
Finally showing up and finally breaking that losing streak. That would have been 10 in a row if they didn't get that win there, so good to them. But it all starts with the basics. Number one, I want to point out, Siki's been doing a fantastic job up on offense. I mentioned that solo play at first, how he could have passed it off. Instead, this time, he holds on to it, and for good reason. Able to maintain some of that time, allows his teammates to get in a better position, and they're able to put on those shots. That pressure they're finally putting Vitality under is the key to their success.
And it's always the player that is actually off the ball that I believe is the most important right now. A mixture between demos, the fact that the player on the ball is often waiting. This is no longer a pace game. They are waiting for another player to be in a good position for them to pass to. That is something that I would never have said about FNATIC previously in these last few weeks, because it was get the ball and, yeah, we don't want this ball in our half. Launch it as quickly as possible. Finally, giving themselves some options, allowing passing plays to come through, and they're seeing the results for it. They are turning Vitality's so-called must-win here into a real fight.
Yeah, it's been kind of the situation, because as soon as they got that first goal, you really saw Vitality pick up the pace. They really brought it to this team. And the curiosity to me was, are they going to be able to hold it off? Is this actually going to be something they're able to do? Because anytime they've been put under pressure, they've crumbled really, really hard. So fantastic for FNATIC to be able to hold them off and actually squeak out the win there. But still, score margin extremely close. Only one goal difference in game number 1 and game number 2, but game number 3, a fresh new start for both these teams.
Season that just seems to be getting better and better as we go through. Now, will week 4 have one major twist to this tale? So now the ball up high. Siki gets the flick on. That's actually going to open up. Snatsky can't quite get it past. He wanted to get the double tap, but Pashi already there. Now Very Big taking his time. He's actually going to be able to control the ball. Was enough of a threat to really ward off the defender, try and force him all the way back.
You mentioned it earlier, winning that 4K 1v1 tournament earlier this week. Smells like you gotta respect his play.
Very Big just underneath. There is going to be no shadow there. But that is a threat. One big challenge going against you can open up absolutely everything in Rocket League. Very Big just going to launch on. He's actually going to go in. Snatsky with a major whiff.
Surprise out on one actually sneaks in. It looks like Snatsky just gets caught cheating up. Yeah, he tries to move forward a little bit. I think he recognizes how high that one is. As he challenges, goes right on past. Mistake on defense. No one there to back him up that time, but could respond.
All the way back down. Here's Maestro. Can flick. Does flick. Up high. Double commit there. Very Peak forced to get a touch, but it's not great. Siki launches it over to the side, but Very Peak is going to watch as Freaky comes through and gets the save for his team. But here is FNATIC. The moment they go down, a fire has been lighted.
What a challenge by Pashi there as well to relieve some pressure.
There's all the way tapped down, Siki. Incredible. That's going to put us 1-1. Let's take a look at this one more time. Maestro all the way up high. And Siki, we already know his positioning can be perfect, but we didn't quite know if he still had that mechanical skill that he had all the way back when he put Flipside Tactics out of the World Championships back in Season 3. It looks like he's back at top 4.
Looking for that double touch since game 1. Finally able to sneak that one in there. Gonna give him some confidence moving forward. Might see a little bit more creativity.
Siki, he's got options. He's going to take it. Snatsky wants to try and get there. They tried that play just a little bit too close to an awaiting RENAULT Vitality defense. Here's Siki to try and build upon that first goal of his. But now FNATIC, he can go for a double tap of his own. Just that tiny bit more difficult when you do go with a Batmobile, but just couldn't boost quick enough to get himself high enough above the ball to turn it down.
Now, the scariest thing about FNATIC going for these individual plays is what it does for the other team. They're going to be kind of assuming that he's going to be going for those. The ability to change that up at any second, go for a pass to one of his teammates.
Pashi going reverse, trying to channel his inner Violent Panda. Very peak, all the way up, does get challenged. Ricky taking his time, going to allow Pashi to take over. Now he should be brought into the play. FNATIC, though, does not take the bait. He doesn't want to go all the way up, but that's a big challenge there. Could open up some space. All tied up at one apiece. There is the infield pass yet again. FNATIC are finding this infield pass with alarming rate because there has been no answer so far. Can there be an answer here? No, the shot not quite on target. RENAULT Vitality, their defense is starting to be clawed apart as this maintained offensive move from FNATIC continues on, and it won't be let up just yet. FNATIC taking his time, looking to launch. Fairy Peak does get contact, but there'll be no way out unless Pashi can get something big here, which he does. But will it be only a momentary reprieve? Siki back over to the corner. Doesn't have get enough boost to try and take the ball over. Now Maestro will find himself all the way back. He gets bumped. This can open up space from the counter-attack, but there is Siki. Siki, he's got options. Freaky, though, shuts that one down. Here is FNATIC yet again. Both these teams going all or nothing types of plays. As soon as they get the ball, everyone moving to the halfway line. As soon as they lose it, everyone behind the goal line. There's going to be an attempt at a big block off the crossbar. Freaky able to recover just in time. 1 minute remaining here. Still one each.
It's really going to come down to either a mistake or whoever can maintain that possession. Too many times you see these guys try to push it back down to the other side of the field as a shot on net.
Siki launches up high. Two players committed. Neither of them able to win it. It is going to be Pashi against the world, and Pashi will block the world. This is going to keep us all tied up. Now he's going to try and turn this in off the crossbar. Fairy Pink with the follow. 2-1, 30 seconds left.
Again, a quick transition downfield, but man, has it been a while since Vitality broke this one out. Everybody getting a touch on the ball off the backboard to draw out that last defender. And then a shot on net. Still 30 seconds left. FNATIC going to try and tie this one up.
There's going to be Freaky yet again. There's plenty of time here for one more goal. Fairy Peak would love to try and claim that for himself, but FNATIC up high. Siki is going to be one-on-one against Freaky. Launches it up high. There's going to be the backboard, and Freaky already reading it. Has become so much more consistent, has the young German. And there's going to be a big whiff there from Siki. That is more time wasted for FNATIC. Have not been able to convert their possession into a win. You know FNATIC would like to get to that ball, but unfortunately the timer will say no.
Again, another close match between these two teams. But the real story here, FNATIC really waking up in this series, applying that pressure. You see it there, 9 shots in favor of FNATIC. Only 6 for Vitality. But a lot of it just having to be with this kind of hit and chase sort of mentality between these two teams. In all reality, I think a lot of it has to do with just simply Vitality is now starting to respect FNATIC almost too much.
Yeah.
Sitting back, not really getting in their face in that midfield where they're shutting it down. I mentioned how that siege-style offense we just haven't really seen since their dominating performance earlier in the series. But for now, it's just FNATIC has really woken up and said, okay, we're here to play, and Vitality is respecting it.
Absolutely. We're seeing very core Rocket League in this series where it's just a lot of plays with no real focus in mind until the point that you can see a crack in the opponent's defense. At that point, then you slow it down, you assess your options, and create the play.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that because most of the time when we see it, it's a team is forcing those cracks rather than just saying, okay, well, there's a subtle mistake. Let's try to, access that and try to make something happen from that. When in reality, if they apply that pressure themselves, if they get in front of this team and they really apply that pressure or cut somebody off, go for a demo, something, you're going to see that happen more and more. And we saw it earlier on, but people are starting to kind of tamper off. They don't want to be the one to make those mistakes, so playing a little bit more defensive here.
Vitality, one game away from being in prime position next week to secure themselves a top 2 spot. Snaski putting it up high. It's going to be the follow-up. Unable to get there, and there is Pashi 90.
What an angle coming from about midfield for that one. Actually cutting off his teammate below him. Freaky is already up. He ends up popping it in.
10 seconds down. And FNATIC, they find themselves 1 goal down. Hopefully, that will encourage them to keep the pace up.
Scares me a little bit, though, on that double commit.
There's going to be another double commit there from RENAULT Vitality. Pashi going to take his time with this one. Actually takes quite a bit of time. Siki over to Snaski, looking for the 1-2. Just unable to get the pass back. There is going to be Pashi once again. Love to try and add a brace to his tally of the season. There is Maestro over to Siki. They are getting these midfield passes going, but Vitality, they are seeing them coming now. They are starting to be cut out. At this point, now FNATIC should switch, get off the backboard, and force a further out defense to really have to peg back.
Well, step 1, they're doing a great job of boost management. It's now 2 corner boosts in a row that they've taken, one from Pashi and then one from the other defender. Didn't seem to matter, even though they're getting that boost.
Snaski up high. Freaky is low boost, should be called off, and he is. That's a big challenge win there from Pashi. Gets it out, Fairy Peak. Just wants to keep it away from the FNATIC defenders. Those sort of passing plays you always have to commit to. It means that you can't really afford for any sort of counter-attacking play to happen. Siki going to take his time, almost took too much time. Pashi definitely having a bit of a go at him from behind. Pace slowing down, ball in the corner. This is perfect right now for RENAULT Vitality. And there is another big challenge. Pashi going to waste some time. He's actually got this all the way out to Freaky. Incredible play to open up an opportunity that just never quite looked like it was there.
Not only does he get a demo, but that hesitation on that wall forces Snaski to just stutter a little bit and then uses a jump to get over and then land back on the wall so he can set up a beautiful pass for his teammate. The captain doing it all here for his team.
There's going to be yet another demo, so the boost steal will not matter. RENAULT Vitality in prime position to take this victory. Freaky looking to turn, but there's going to be a long ball from Snaski. Fairy Peak all the way back. The 2-goal lead, those long balls are unlikely to work. RENAULT Vitality should always be holding someone in defense, and you can see right now exactly what a lead can do for you. Force the opponents to really start to stretch themselves, and RENAULT Vitality punish them for it.
All 3 players retreating on that one. You saw a double commit from Siki and Maestro in that top left corner. Just the foresight to see it, recognize that opportunity, and just smashes one downfield on target. Ironically enough, that's all you had to do at the beginning days of Rocket League.
Pashi has it in control. It's been a phenomenal performance from RENAULT Vitality. I know they came in this series expecting one thing. They were forced to adapt and react. They did it very quickly indeed. Now they are in a position where all they have to do is defend. They will put themselves up to a 5-1 as they head into their match against Gale Force eSports next week. They need to focus on the task at hand. Fairy Peak off the corner. It's going to be Siki launching long. Pashi, what can he do here? Maestro, he's going to think about going for the challenge, and he does get it. Pashi taken out of the play. Oh, he's a temporary 3v2. Freaky able to get around, and there is Pashi. Ends up missing. FNATIC are struggling to create anything right now. Siki, pretty loose touch from him. There's going to be Maestro. Gets it back into the corner, 90 seconds. Was all that remaining on the clock. There's another big block there from Snaski. Can that let any of his teammates come in? They're very late to this, but still. Possibility here, especially if Fairy Peak's touch isn't great, but instead he's got it straight over to his teammate. Incredible discipline we're seeing right now from RENAULT Vitality. It is by no means the most entertaining Rocket League to watch, but with this much money on the line, you take that lead and you lock down.
Well, that's what we see out of the top tier teams. Very clean, very minimal, nothing too flashy. So just minimizing as many mistakes. You see how fast ball is put into the middle of the field and how quickly one of the teammates comes up. FNATIC needs to do something to disrupt that. They need to be the ones to beat these guys for the ball in the air. Otherwise, it's going to be all but over. Only 30 seconds left.
Snapsky now going to be chased down by Freaky. Managed to push him through the loop-to-loop. Though time ticking away. This has been an incredible game floor display, capped off with another Freaky hat-trick. That is the second one for him this series.
Just absolutely phenomenal. Get that pass, but when it really comes down to it, just the ability to play this aggressive with this big of a goal lead has really led to the offensive prowess that we're seeing out of this Vitality team. Very minimal mistakes.
There's going to be one goal. There's 10 seconds remaining. Siki able to turn that one in, but this, I really want to just talk about the bigger picture here for RENAULT Vitality. This shows us so much of their character, able to bounce back from a crushing defeat earlier on. There are tournaments in the future that they are currently trying to qualify for, where you can lose and have to bounce back the exact same day to save your tournament spot. They have now shown to us that they can do exactly that. So they're going to come towards the end of this game. RENAULT Vitality bounce back from an earlier loss and will take a 3-1 win against FNATIC.